Right now, we'll start by taking a look at the Daily Trust newspaper front page. Now, the major story here says the Nigeria sweeps CAF awards. Writer says Osimhen breaks 24-year jinx, emerges African Footballer of the Year, which is really a great win for Nigeria. We have Oshola clinches a record of 6th award and wins Female Footballer of the Year. Nadozie is Goalkeeper of the Year, the Falcons Women National Team of the Year. I mean, the award, we won about 4 awards in the CAF Awards, which is a great one. You'll find this on page 4 of the newspaper. Below the headmaster, it says, Fubara Mom, PDP demands fresh polls as 27 pro-Wike lawmakers join APC. Organ harvest, victim sues Alliance Hospital and demands 700 million naira compensation. We have bandits abduct 23 in Abuja community. You find that story on page 8. Now, below the pictorial of the CAF Awards 2023, we have accidental bombing of civilians must never reoccur. Tinubu warns the army. We have at the bottom there, it says how Naira redesign grounded farmers. That's according to Agric Minister. The Federal High Court faces 144,910 cases in new legal year. The CBN suspends processing fees on large deposits. Now, these are some of the stories on the Daily Trust newspaper this morning. Now let's move to the Guardian newspaper. There, from the top of the page, it says Osimhen Oshola Nadozie win as Nigeria sweeps the CAF Awards. The major story says the Yuletide, Nigerians groan as basic needs exceed their real income. I mean, this is something that has been there for the longest time. Already there is that fear of this happening, and it's biting more harder. All right, so the major story there says after $3 billion crude deal, additional ones against resource-backed debt. Of course, we have Jiga asks lawmakers to prescribe cross-carpeting by politicians that wants the INEC to unbundled. Tinubu seeks Senate validation for $8.6 billion, that's about 100 million euro, loans approved by Buhari government. Also, we have over 27 million kids driven into hunger, malnutrition by extreme weather. Subsidy removal has battered us with hardship pains, say the pensioners. Appeal court affirms Fubara as Rivers governor and dismisses Cole, others suit. Now, these are some of the stories from the Guardian newspaper this morning. All right, let's move to the Punch newspaper this morning. The major story there says PDP moves to replace 27 pro-Wike assembly defectors. Okay, so PDP moves to replace the 27 pro-Wike assembly defectors. Writers there says aggrieved legislators also no longer Rivers Assembly members and declare the seats vacant, PDP writes to INEC. Defected lawmakers threaten to reject Governor Fubara's request. APC hails defection. Now you find this major story on the river crisis on page 2 of the Punch newspaper this morning. From the top of the page, we have labor fumes as the federal government stops 35,000 naira award payment. I mean, that is something that Nigerians have been waiting for based on the promises. But then right now, it seems that there's been a bit of stop. And if you want to know more on that, then pick up a copy of the Punch. CBN cancels large depositors fine amid the naira scarcity. You find this on page 21. Osimhen Oshola win African Footballer of the Year award, for the men and women category. Now below that, we have a pictorial of the army conference that happened in Maiduguri, the Borno State capital. and the president saying that he condemns the police station burning and tells army to protect democracy. At the bottom there, we have the power generation crashes to 43.5 megawatts as grid collapses again. Now, even though the grids collapse was something that happened last night, and a lot of places witnessed that, there were other places that said they still had lights, and I know personally that there was a flash of light in the middle of the night, early hours this morning, about 2 a.m. So we're hoping that by now it would be fixed. We have a Motekun arrest 62 suspected criminals in Ondo. The CAC to delist over 91,000 companies over infractions. Now, these are some of the stories on the Punch newspaper this morning. Let's take a look at The Sun this morning. It says, Tudumbiri, the victims of bombing error, will get justice. That's according to the Sultan. Reps Caucus pledges 450 million infrastructure in community. We have about 5,000 jobs lost as PZ, GSK, and P&G others exit Nigeria. We also saw the president begging, the multinational companies not to leave Nigeria because of this decision by these multinational companies. Also, we have the Sun Shines of Diamonds Award. Okay, that's an award for them. The federal government lost 1.8 trillion to waivers in 2023. That's according to Custom. And then the federal government is also adding tax waivers also to the LNG, the gas importers, saying that in order to at least curb the high rate of inflation happening in the country. We have CBN suspends charges on large cash deposit. Also, Osimhen wins the CAF African Footballer of the Year. Gunmen kill 7 fun seekers and behead security man in Anambra nightclub. A really sad situation there. There's also Rivers, the fear of 4 governors removal as 27 lawmakers defect to APC. This, of course, you find on the Daily Sun newspaper. We have assembly members accuse Governor Fubara of funds starvation. Clark, INC, expressed concern, urged Tinubu to intervene. PDP asks lawmakers to resign. At the bottom there, we have deliver justice for fear of God. The Catholic Archbishop tax the judges. Now let's move on to the Blueprint newspaper this morning. The major story says, I will only be satisfied as president when, that's according to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. If you want to get a heads up, dive into the Blueprint newspaper to get more on that on page 6. Below the headmask, we have the CAF Awards, Osimhen and Oshola win. We have Wike versus Fubara, 27 PDP Rivers lawmakers defect to APC. Tinubu disturbed by mistake drone attack in Tudumbiri. Gunmen behead 2 security operatives, kill 5 fun seekers at Anambra nightclub. Below the pictorial of the president, we have education sector, ineffective policy implementation, worrisome, according to the federal government. Business owners groan as the Naira hits all-time low, and Yahoo boy kills final year students and 2 others in Delta State. A really sad situation. All right, now, of course, we have with us Mr. Daniel Mensley, our in-house analyst or reviewer, rather, to discuss the front pages of the national dailies. Good morning, and thank you for joining.
Good morning, Ms. Maya.
All right, let's start with the great win that has been, everywhere in all front pages of the national dailies. I mean, we've been hearing sad news, so this is a great news on the sports award, the recognition. Starts with Osimhen. I mean, it's been 27 years since a Nigerian football player won that category. So, how do you feel as a Nigerian citizen?
Well, I feel proud to be a Nigerian, and I also feel proud that not just being a Nigerian, but also somebody who loves football that has been satisfied. And I know there are many footballers or people who love football and who are also happy with this event. And then we look at the way that Nigeria broke the jinx. 24 years.
It is,
Yes.
it is a number of years. But let's talk about the Super Falcons. One thing that Nigerians have been lamenting all through this year is their disappointment on the Super Eagles. But then the Super Falcons have shown us how dedicated and committed they are to, doing their job. This recognition, from the CAF Confederation Award, what does it speak more volume on how the sports, sector, the industry needs to award and recognize the efforts of these women?
First of all, as a son of a woman, it has shown that what men can do, women can also do better. We have seen a Nigerian woman, clinching this award 6 times. And this time around, not just Oshuala, we also have our own goalkeeper, Dozier, whom actually became the goalkeeper of the year. So we have to say kudos to our women.
Indeed.
Our women have covered our shame. They have made us know that Nigerian, being the giant of Africa, is really a giant, And when you look at the CAF Awards this year, it was really fair, because when you look at their records, it speaks for itself.
Indeed. Well, we hope that, of course, there is more investment and accountability when it comes to the sports world. All right, let's move on from there. We have, we're back to that situation of what happened in River State again. The back and forth between Fubara and the former governor of Rivers, the FCT minister, Wiki. And right now, something just happened. 27 lawmakers, just changing, leaving the PDP to the APC. What happened to anti-agents or anti-party crimes?
Well, we will wait and see what will happen, because there has always been this argument that once you leave your party for another party, if they don't have any crisis, you have to relinquish your seats. So we'll wait and see what will happen. But it's very unfortunate that politicians, they don't play the games according to the ideals, or convictions or ideology, but they do it out of what I can gain, or who puts me there, loyalty to the person and not a party.
Let me have your take on this Naira scarcity and the crunch. Also, the Agri Minister is coming out to say that Naira redesign grounded farmers. And then right now we're already facing this scarcity. Quick words. How do you think that the federal government needs to do the CBN and all that too? And also financial experts, because we tend to need their own intake on situations like that. How do you think they can be able to curb this situation from getting any further, any bad?
It's very simple. All what they need to do is to ensure that the policymakers should listen to our experts, and then listen to their advice. Those that are workable, they should immediately implement it, because this Naira design actually affected our farmers. And then the latest development, this artificial of scarcity of Naira notes. If you go to many villages, there are no banks. All what they know is cash. And as you guys discussed in our other segment, because of fraud, because of so many internet crime, there are a lot of suspicion. How am I sure that if I give you my card, that it is safe? And therefore, those in the rural areas, they don't even know about card. They only know about cash. So you find out that there's this thing affected our farmers. Look at the production this year, apart from security, because for you to get Naira, 1,000 Naira, you have to pay maybe 200 or even more. And then how much do they get? We know most of our farmers are peasant farmers.
It's really sad. I mean, one of the curses of food, insecurity also is the fact that the farmers don't even feel safe to do this. And then when it comes to also, they never redesign the policy, the money, it's not even in circulation to assist them. And there is still flood.
Yes.
So
and
there
then
is
you
a
look
lot.
at the flood.
There is a lot.
How many trillions of naira that farmers lost, not just Nigerians, farmers alone lost as a result of flooding. And because of these floods, we have not seen any policy, or maybe the federal government have shown his concern of finding solution to this. All what they do is that it's just a talk shop, without action.
Speaking of talk shop, and speaking of how to cushion the effect of what is happening, about 5,000 jobs have been lost because of the PZ, the GSK and P&G multinational companies that have left Nigeria. And we saw the president coming out to beg. But then some Nigerians are saying you cannot press someone's neck and tell him not to die, So it's like the economy is not really favoring us. And then now the investment that we're hoping on would at least come in and give people jobs and also boost the economy is leaving. How can the government work in order to save this reputation?
First and foremost, that begging is a crocodile tears, because how can you beg somebody when you are busy killing him? The environment is not suitable for many of them. And who is responsible? Is the government. And when this government came around, when they brought the foreign exchange policy, most of them cannot even afford. And then the value of the naira is every day depreciating. So what do you expect them? They are here to make money and to make profit.
Indeed.
They can't make profit, and then we don't even care. So what Tinubu need to do is not begging. He need to act.
It's really a sad situation. We just hope that, of course, something is done, because the economy keeps falling, bad, and it's taking us back to where we thought that we have left. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Daniel Mensi, for joining us this morning to review some of the stories on the front pages this morning. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, and now we have come to the end of the show, Daybreak. We hope that for the 2 hours you're able to pick a thing or two. And yes, please do stick around. At the top of the hour, we'll be bringing you 360 Sports by Emmanuel Fashemi. I am Sumaya Abubakar. Do have a lovely day.